should have done a little more before. Here it is. Now this is the same. This is Pellissier. It's the same thing from Hadley. And one says Victor Bati Smith, and the other one from Hadley, signed by Pellissier, is Victor Joseph Swikowski. Now, which one is correct?
Swikowski's correct. Smith is just a nickname.
Yeah, but why did they do
Well,
this?
maybe because that's why they,
Yeah, but they must
at that time, he was known only as Smith, because he was working for some Smith.
Let's see. And these were both done in 1952?
Yeah.
No, this is... Well, January, here it is. This one was done in January of 1952 that says Smith. And this one, done the 17th of March in 1952, says Swikowski. And it's the same, let me see if it's the same book. Year 1900, Volume 3, page 31, number 40. I'm going to look at it myself. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, is to go through and...
What are some of these names?
This needs corrections. These are the Thorntons. And here's Daddy. Daddy, his middle name, he took in confirmation, was Bernard. Bernard. And he was born December 24th, 1901. And here I have Vienna, Lithuania.
Well, yeah, see, well, Velna. This is that was Velna too in there. Lithuania, so must be Lithuania. But there's some kind of Velna, some that name in Poland too. I know there is.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't just say which one it is.
And then you were, let's see, he's buried in St. Bridget's. I'm going to make maps. Barry wants to know where all the lots are.
Well, the names are there.
No, but when you go into a big cemetery, not that that's that big, but, you know, it takes time. This way, if you have a little map, you can go right to it. And you were born Ursula, Mary, Mariana, what?
Mary, it says there, I don't know.
No, this is just what I've done. This is my compilations. I
Oh, Mary and Mariana, Marushka, they're all the same. That's just nickname.
And your father's name was John.
My father's name was Adam.
Oh, this is Daddy's. This is Daddy's. Daddy's father's name was John Kaminsky.
Yeah.
And I've got his birth and date, and he is buried.
Oh, he didn't die 22, and we were married at 24. I never got to meet him, though.
He is buried with Uncle Alec. That grave. In Greenfield. He doesn't have a marker. And
I should say the family put some kind of mark. The kids, they didn't have much respect for him, I guess. And that was the whole story.
you never met Daddy's father at all?
No.
Well, he was...
But they weren't living together then anyway, when we were going.
That's when Aunt Mary was in Worcester, wasn't it? When Daddy was courting you?
No, I think Mary lived on that old farm in South Deerfield, because that's where we used to go. That the old maids bought or something.
Mm-hmm. Oh, next to Jinx's.
No. I didn't know them then. At the farm where they are now, they built this new house. where Mary lives. And the old one is set back on a hill.
Oh, you mean Barones?
Barones.
Okay, I got you. And Daddy's mother's name was Mary Rodswell. Daddy, you told us this, and then I got this same story from Aunt Catherine that Grandfather John was not a very faithful husband or a good father. He drank heavily. Grandmother Mary had to take in boarders and washing and ironing to survive. She got amorous with one of the boarders. Grandfather John came home to find them in bed and shot him. He didn't die, and no charges were pressed. Aunt Ann Dinas is the product of that romance. Grandfather John is buried in Calvary Cemetery, Greenfield, with no marker.
Well, her brother, Dad's mother's brother, was a heavy drinker too. His name was John. Boy, was he a heavy drinker. He'd come up to the house and nobody wanted to take care of him, and I used to get sick to my stomach just smelling of him.
You don't remember his name?
Yeah. Roswell would be Roswell.
Was John. Okay. And did she have any other sister besides that picture taken together?
Not unless they died. I don't know.
And John was her only brother?
That I know of.
And Adam was 3 or 4 years old when Grandmother Mary, still living in Vilna, Lithuania, saved money and escaped to America. Lithuania had fencing all around it, allowing no one to escape. Grandmother Mary gathered only what she could carry and fled with Dad, Adam Cummins, and Aunt Catherine Gainan, and lived in a house with the Baronesses on Plum Tree Road in Sunderland. And then I talked about the gray paneling that was in our house. Then he went to, not Detroit, Kansas City, Missouri, out of school. After graduating, he bought a home in a garage in Slab City, North Amherst. He then married Mary Swikowski. He bought the farm of Mary's father, Adam Swikowski, at auction. He moved to North Hadley, where he ran the farm, garage, and auto sales. In 1945, he moved to Greenfield, where he bought a garage and oil business, having access to a railroad siding to get his oil. This was later sold, and he worked as an inspector at the Greenfield Tap and Dye. He developed problems with circulation in his legs. He had a delicate operation at Mass General Hospital in Boston, performed by Dr. Linton. Dr. Linton did the same operation on King George VI of England. Dad had one brother who died of drowning, and his sisters were Mary, that married Alex Barones, Catherine married Fred Gainan, and Anna married Michael Dinas. And then
she was handed Anna for a long time. Kay did.
Kay did?
Well, because she figures she's not my sister. That's what she looked at it.
Oh, because of...
Yeah.
Well, she was a half-sister.
She just had no use for her.
Aunt Mary Barones was the first one to arrive in America. Okay. So is there anything else about Daddy that should be on that? I mean, I'm going to fill in stories and all, but as far as statistics go. Can you think of anything that needs to be corrected?
Alex Barones is the son to those two sisters, mother and that sister. And Mary was the daughter of Adam, sister to Adam, and they wanted to get married so bad, and the priest wouldn't let them, and they fought.
Who wanted to get married?
Alec and Mary. They were cousins, first cousins.
Oh,
And the priest didn't allow it, and they finally worked it out, and they did.
well, I didn't know they were first cousins.
Sure. They're afraid of what the children might be.
Yeah, I think there's a law now, a state law, that you can't do that.
Well, they got
So,
it.
so Alex and Aunt Mary were first cousins.
First cousins.
I didn't know
There was quite a rumpus over that. The family, of course, and everything. And boy, they were so madly in love. They couldn't live without each other. They had to. That was it.
And that was nice because, well, you had
It was the family they had.
Caroline was the only one that had
Well,
problems.
that was her fault because she went in the barn and she fell down.
Mhm.
She had no business. She's always in that barn, pregnant or not. They couldn't get along without her in the barn. Her house was a mess. It was full of flies. She'd leave the dinner dishes, one kettle for everybody, and they'd take what they want. And flies. Mother and I used to go in the afternoon, and Mother looked at the thing. Push your ear, she said. Push your ear. Like, see this, see this. So Mother and I would take the dishes and we'd take the food and put it away. And then we'd take the dishes in the little pantry she had and we'd wash them and clean the table and put the bath and that. And good. Couldn't get in there. She was the dirtiest housekeeper. And a new home. Everything could have been beautiful there. Alex didn't care. He was happy.
Well,
Go in the bedroom, the piss pots were in the middle of the floor so in the afternoon. Sure, she was awful. But did she take care of some of those things, the food and things like that, in case somebody comes in, then go out if she wanted to. But no, she had to be with Alex all the time.
well, love conquers all.
She,
Now, this is you. And I have this the way it should be in Polish. Ursula Mariana Swajkowska. And you were born September 10th, 1906 in the Kabira house next to the garage in North Hadley. And you were baptized by Gavin. Sponsors were, who's that? Pavlos
was Ramos and Lozinski. That wasn't my sponsors for my christening.
That's what was on the paper.
My godmother was Sophie Sahatsky. Not Sophie, but the mother.
Anna. Anna Sahatsky.
Yeah, the one that somebody shot them.
Yes. And who was your
My
godfather?
godfather was Boleslav. Is there a Boleslav there?
No.
It was a Lipinski. Yeah, this is right here. Oh, you got this here, Anna.
Yes.
Yeah, well, this is right here.
Lipinski was your...
Lipinski. Oh, they never forget. Every Easter.
It's not a K then, it's a P. Lupinski. Lipinski, like the funeral home?
Yeah,
So this is a
think
P
so.
instead of a K. Okay.
Maybe it was a P. Oh, I know. Lipinski.
No, L-A-P, Lipinski.
I have his picture here somewhere upstairs.
Any pictures that you find like that, identify and save them for me.
And he never forget my shoes for Easter. It was so good. And for Belle, Mrs. Murawski.
Well, let's do this first.